Pleasant morning to one and all present. It's been a very great time for us. We have started learning from home itself. Even though it's a very critical time for us, we have not given ourselves. We have started learning and we started knowing few things that was not known for us in an earlier time. So, in today's lesson, we are going to see a grammar topic, speech. Speech is generally categorized into two categories. It is called as quoted speech and second one is reported speech. Yeah, you may be wondering what is quoted speech. Quoted speech is nothing but it is otherwise called direct speech. Quoted speech is nothing but it is otherwise called as direct speech. Reported speech, you will be familiar with it. Reported speech is otherwise called as indirect speech. So these are the two categories of speech that we are going to see. Throughout the video, we are going to see what are the rules that has been followed while writing direct and indirect speech, and how we are going to transform the sentence from direct to indirect or indirect to direct. And apart from that, we have few changes in pronouns also. We are going to see that. And finally, we are going to see few examples. So if you generally take a statement or if you generally take a sentence is categorized into four kinds that we can see later. Before that, I'll just give you a very small introduction of what is direct and what is indirect. Direct speech is generally used or it is described as what it is actually. For example, if a person or if a class teacher said something to students, the class teacher will not tell directly to the students. Through a mentor, that is through a class leader, she might or he might be told something. So when the class leader of the classroom come and tell, when he tells the statement, he will tell it as the class teacher said. The class teacher said, he will start up. The class teacher said so and so. The class teacher said, please report your homework notes immediately. Please report to the cabin immediately. The class teacher said, whatever the class teacher said, it is delivered to the one who is listening to it. It may be a speech. And apart from the class teacher, we can take a minister. A minister is giving speech in the assembly, or a chief minister is giving a talk or giving a lecture to somebody. So all these we can take. For example, if something minister may be told. For example, if we take in these recent times, we can take our chief minister. The chief minister announced there will be a lockdown from August 1 onwards. So this is a statement. There will be a lockdown from August 1 onwards. The chief minister said. So whatever the chief minister said, it is portrayed or it is described as the chief minister said. That is what direct speech. Whatever the person said, it is delivered to the other person directly. Apart from that, it is not delivering directly, plus you will have these 2 marks in a direct speech. That is, the chief minister said. The chief minister said, after that said, we'll put a comma. We'll put a comma in that. After that comma, you will be used this quotation. This quotation symbolizes the starting of the quotation will be like this form. That is 6th form. Number 6. See, 6th form. And the end of the direct speech, at the end of the sentence, we will put this kind of marks. That is nothing but 9. It is 9. It is little bit bent. You just imagine this. So 6 and 9 is reversed as this. That's why I have given 6 and 9. Apart from that, there is no there is nothing between these two. Okay. So whenever we use a direct speech or a direct statement, we'll use these two quotations. The chief minister said, comma, there will be a lockdown, comma, after this quotation will be there. There will be a lockdown from August 1 onwards. After completing it, we will close up with these quotation. So these two will be forever in the direct speech. But in the indirect speech, whenever you transfer a sentence from direct to indirect, these quotations will not be there. Instead, it's according to the sentences, we will change the sentences accordingly. If it is a statement, if a general statement is given, we'll use that there. If it is exclamation, we'll use differently. So there will be a different kind of categories whenever we use that. So in this is the main thing you want to remember whenever you see a direct speech. There will be a quotation in the direct speech. There will not be any quotation in the indirect speech. And simply to remember direct and indirect, I have given exactly delivering whatever the person spoke, whatever they wanted to tell. Exact delivery is called a direct speech. And changing. For example, I told you the class teacher said, please report to the cabin immediately. So how the class teacher told to the class leader, right, or a mentor. So how the mentor will take, mentor will tell, the class teacher told us to come to the cabin immediately. Class teacher சொன்னாங்க, minister சொன்னாரு, chief minister சொன்னாங்க. In that aspect, how a person will represent is, it's like a third person report. அவங்க சொன்னாங்க, இவங்க சொன்னாங்க. Chief minister சொன்னாரு, lockdown August 1 ல இருந்து இருக்குமா. The chief minister told that there will be a lockdown from August 1 onwards. So it is portrayed as the person is portraying as someone said. So it is not directly delivered, it is delivered through someone as his own languages. So that is what indirect. So direct and indirect, this is what a small introduction of the topic. Let's have a short recap. Direct speech is otherwise called as quoted speech. Indirect speech is otherwise called reported speech. In the direct speech, you will have these two quotations. It is in the beginning of the statement and it is in the end of the statement. These two represent 6 and 9 symbolizes. Direct speech is nothing but exactly delivering whatever the content is. It is changing of the persons and delivering it. So let's see what are the kinds of sentences are there. Then let's look into the rules of these speeches. Okay. Okay, we have seen a very short description of the topic that we are going to see today. Okay. After that, let's look into this. Generally, we'll be overcoming many obstacles. Not obstacles. If we take generally grammar, we all knew grammar is a very, very boring subject. But trust me, it is not a boring one. It will be very interesting if you start learning it. To everyone, to the outside world, it seems like it's a very big task to learn. It's nothing. Grammar and for your kind information, grammar is not related to spoken at any cost. Spoken English is completely different from grammar part. It's not that if you know grammar, then only you can speak English. If you can speak English in a very good manner, you'll be very thorough in grammar. It is totally a wrong statement. So never ever think that grammar is a very hard thing to understand, and spoken English is also very difficult to speak. Spoken English and grammar are not related to each other. If you start speaking day by day, you'll be learning so many grammars on your way. So if you keep speaking in English and if you keep on going, or if you keep on communicating with somebody in English, then automatically all grammar will go away and you will be very fluent in English. So grammar and spoken are not related, so don't ever mingle up that. Okay, now let's get into the lesson. First, before entering into the speech part, we need to know what is a sentence. A sentence is nothing but a group of words which gives complete sense to the sentence. If you just take, for example, cup tea I have. Cup tea I have. Generally, if someone know very beginning English, if they know, they'll be able to understand what they are coming to tell. Cup tea have. So we can easily identify cup tea irukku pola irukku. That we can be able to understand. But it's not that a proper English. If we wanted to tell, or if we wanted to speak in English, we should be knowing, or we should be thorough with how to frame sentences on our own. Framing sentences, not everyone can frame sentences. If you start speaking, then you can frame. So sentence are nothing but a group of words which gives a complete sentence. I have a cup of tea. So enkita oru teela cup irukku. Sorry, cupla tea irukku, that we can have. So I have a cup of tea. So these. Then you will be having jumbled sentences, or you would have been knowing jumbled sentences on your own. So jumbled sentences are nothing but a group of words which are mingled up. As I told you, cup, have, tea, that, this. So all these are mingled up, and you should frame it in the correct order, coherent order. Coherent is nothing but you should frame it in a logical order so that it gives a complete sense to the sentence. That is what a sentence is, a group of words which gives complete sense, that is which gives a complete meaning. That is what we call it as sentence. Then phrase. Phrase is also, you should be knowing what is a phrase. Phrase is nothing but a same group of words which does not give a meaning. That is called phrase. Which gives meaning is called a sentence. So if we take kinds of sentences, we have 4 kinds of sentences. First one is statement, second one is interrogative, third one is imperative, and the last one is exclamatory. So first one, if we take a statement, a general statement. I saw him today. I saw him. I saw a beautiful flower. I saw my mother today. All these are general statement which does not express anything. It's just a normal statement, that is, as I told you earlier, I have a cup of tea. This is a statement. Normal general statement is represented as a statement. Then interrogative. Interrogative is nothing but question thing. What is your name? What? When are you coming? When, it represents time or place. Where are you? It represents place. From where are you coming? So why are you late? Which is your favorite pastime? Whether are you coming or not? Can you accompany me? Shall I come with you? Can you lend me a pen? All these comes under interrogative, asking something to somebody. So this is interrogative. Interrogative is nothing but a question kind. Okay. Next, imperative. Imperative is very important and it is used in many places, especially in a request place. As I told you already, can you lend me a pen, please? You are requesting somebody. Can you please fetch me some water? So you are asking somebody, you are requesting them to bring something. So request. Next, order. Order can be given by a teacher or from a superior officer. Like for example, if for a student, if we take, no, order will be from the teacher only. Do your homework regularly. Shut your mouth. Close the door. Switch on the fan. All these are order or command. So all these comes under imperative category. Then the last one is exclamatory. Exclamatory is used to denote surprise. Wow, when did you come? If our relatives or if our friends suddenly come and visit us during our birthday or in some occasions, we'll be surprised. Whoa, when did you come? All these are surprise. Next, apart from that, a happiness. A happiness, for example, we have so many words. Happiness can be expressed when somebody wins in a competition. Hooray, you won the match. Wow, bravo, hooray and all. It expresses happiness or something that appreciates somebody. If you win the match, you can, bravo, you played well. Hooray, all these are expressions. So all these comes an exclamatory. Yeah, of course, sadness also. Alas, he is dead. Wow, what a beautiful flower. All these are exclamatory words that can be used. So these are the 4 kinds of sentences. Statement, a normal statement. Interrogative, question, asking question somebody. Imperative, request, order, a command. Exclamatory, which represents some expressions like sorrow, happiness, surprises. All these can be expressed through this. So in this session or in this video, we are going to see about statement only. In the upcoming videos, we can see one by one, because if all these are clubbed up together and mingled together, we will be confused so much. So I will give you the rules and regulations for changing from direct to indirect speech. How to use when, if for example, if the direct speech is in the present tense, how you should change that too. If the indirect speech is in the past tense, and how you should change that too. So direct and indirect speech transformation of sentences rules. Let's see now. But I hope you are all well versed in this. Sentence, a group of words which gives complete sentence, and these are the kinds of sentences. In this, we are going to see only for statement, but before that, we will see the rules and regulations for transforming of sentences. Okay? Okay. So generally, as I told you, there are sentences and kinds of sentences we have seen. We have few rules and regulations of how a direct will be transformed into indirect based on this tenses form. So we know basically there are 12 tenses. Basically, if we take how many kinds of tense, we will say just 3 kinds of tense: present tense, past tense, and future tense. Nigarkalam, Irandakalam, Edirkalam. Present is Nigarkalam, past is iranda kalam, future is edirkalam. So if you take these three kinds of tenses, for each one we have 4 categories. If you take a present, simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous. If you take past tense, simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous, past perfect. Future, simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. So for these 3 categories, for each one we have 4. So if you take that, here are few rules how one is transformed to the other if you take generally. For example, if you take a present, if the direct speech is in the present form, then you have to change that into past form. If the direct is in past form, then you want to change that into past perfect category. If it is in the present continuous form, you want to change it into past continuous form. If it is in the past continuous form, you want to change it into past perfect continuous form. If it is in the present perfect form, you want to change it into past perfect. I have written only 5. 2 more is there, then that we can see later. If it is, for example, I have given a same example for all the categories. See, if it is in the present form, we have to say work. Work is nothing but vela seyrathu, right? Works. Works is a present tense. You have to change, whenever it is changed to past tense, it becomes worked. If it is in the past tense, if it is given as worked, you want to change it as had worked. If it is working, present continuous, if it is working, that is singular form. Is, you generally know, it is a singular category. And if you take past tense, past continuous, it is given as was working. So, as I told you here, it is working is a singular form. For that, plural form is also available. Are working, are working. Here, it is in the past continuous. Was, instead of was, we can use were. Were is the past form of are. So, were working. So, is working, was working can be changed as are working and were working if it is in the plural category. Then, if you take past continuous form, was working. If it is in the direct form, was working, you want to change that as had been working. Then, if it is in the present perfect, that is has worked. Present perfect category, you want to change it into past perfect category, that is had worked. So these are the things that you want to change from direct to indirect based on the tense form. We have 2 more also that we can see. Before that, I'll just shortly recap it. If it is in the present form, you want to change it in past form. If it is in past form, you want to change it in past perfect form. If it is in the present continuous form, you want to change it in past continuous form. If it is in the past continuous form, you want to change it into past perfect continuous form. If it is in the present perfect form, you want to change it into past perfect form. So these are the examples and this is how you want to change it. Let's now look into the next 2 category of the rules. I hope you will understand this. Now let's look into the next. We have seen the 5 rules of the transformation of sentences. The last 2 here goes. Past perfect. If it is in the past perfect, you want to change it into past perfect only. Had worked will remain the same, had worked. So final one is present perfect continuous will be changed as past perfect continuous. That is has been working will be had been working. Have been working will be had been working. Has or have, whatever comes, had will remain the constant in past perfect continuous. But if it is in the present perfect continuous, it can either be has been working or have been working based on the subject position. So these 2 categories, if it is in past perfect, it will remain in the past perfect the same. That is had worked will remain the same as had worked. Don't think that I have given worked, only worked will come. It is just for example I have took the verb as work. It can be anything. It can be eat, it can be cry or whatever verb may be. I have just gave an example to you for your kind understanding. Okay. If it is in the present perfect continuous form, then it will be in past perfect continuous. Has been working, have been working will be as had been working only. After that we can see the change of pronouns and following that we have few more examples. Let's see that now. Okay, I have given you 7 rules of how to change direct and indirect and transformation of sentences. Followed by these are the simple auxiliary verbs and modal verbs of how it should be transformed from one to another sentences. Here we have few examples. Followed by that we have few more in the upcoming this. So first one, if it is or am will be changed as was. Is or am will be changed as was, or will be were. Has or have will be had. All these I have given you example in the rules itself. This is for your kind information. Can will be changed as could. Shall will be changed, shall or will be changed as should or would. That is, shall will be changed as should, will would be changed as would. Don't think that if you get shall you can put would. For shall you should put only should, not would. Shall will be changed as should and will be changed as would. Here will be changed as there. Now will be changed as then. This will be changed as that. So let's have a short recap. Is or am will be changed as was, that is singular form, or plural present form will be changed as were, that is past plural form. Has or have will be changed as had, that is also past. Can will be changed as could. Shall will be changed as should and will would be changed as would. Here will be changed as there. Now will be changed as then. The last one, this will be changed as that. Followed by this we can see few more. We have seen a few transformation. Followed by this we have few more. This is the final one. Then we can move into the sentences. Okay. Today will be changed as in the indirect form that day. Today is changed as that day. Tomorrow will be changed as the next day or the following day. The next day or the following day. Next Monday, coming Monday or next Monday will be changed as the next Monday, the same will remain, or else the following Monday. Last night will be changed as the previous night. Yesterday will be changed as the previous day. And finally these will be changed as those. Let's have a short recap and then let's move into the sentences. This is, today will be changed as that day. Tomorrow will be changed as the next day or the following day. Next Monday will be changed as the following Monday or the next Monday. Last night will be changed as the previous night. Yesterday will be changed as the previous day. And the last one, these will be changed as those. Now let's look into the sentences. For future tense, I have not mentioned any of the rules here. For future tense, we can see later. Present and past are very important. That's why I have given rules for that alone. Now sentences also we can see that in the next in the upcoming, that is we are going to see for sentence, there is statement alone only, no? After that, interrogative, imperative, after seeing all these things, then we can finally move to the future tense. So now let's look into the examples now. I told you we can get into examples, but before that I just wanted to tell you these things. These things are not exactly, it will come, it is not definitely we can tell that all these will be changed, but in few sentences it may change and it may help us to change it. We may lead to change, use this words. So just know it is for your kind information, okay? It may come or it may not come, okay? I will be changed as me, he or she. You may ask why it is he or she. The answer I'll tell you now. For example, Pooja said, I am going to the hospital. Pooja said, it is in direct speech. Remember, Pooja said, I am going to the hospital. So that will be changed as Pooja told that she is going to the hospital. Pooja is a feminine gender. So for feminine, we are using she in the indirect form. So that's why I have mentioned here as she. If it is Ram, Ram said, I am a teacher. Ram told that he is a teacher. Ram is a masculine gender. So we are using he instead of Ram. So that is why I have mentioned here. We will be changed as us. You remains you. He or she. He will be changed as him. She will be changed as her. They will be changed as them. And it remains it. So you and it remains the same thing. You remains you and it remains it. So I will be changed as me, he or she. We will be changed as us. You will be changed as you only. He will be changed as him. She will be changed as her. they will be changed as them, and it remains it. I'm telling you, it is not necessary, but for your kind information, I have told this. It may come or it may not come. Okay, now let's look into the examples now. Okay, as we have completely seen what are the kinds of rules and what are the kinds of sentences and what is indirect and direct speech, all these things we have seen. Now finally we have entered into the example. I'll give you 6 examples for statement category. That is first category of sentences. For this, the connective word is that. For statement sentences, the connective word is said. Sorry, that. T-H-A-T, that. That is T-H-A-T, that. This is the connective word for statement. So let's look into these 3 statements. First, I'll read out the statements, then we can look into the answers. Raju said, I am sick. Raju said, I am sick. So I told you, whenever you see a direct speech or the quoted speech that I told you, you will have this comma and this open and close quotations. Sapna said, I was late. Sapna said, I was late. Mary said, I don't like the food. Mary said, I don't like the food. So now let's see the answers now. So Raju said will be as it is. Raju said. I told you, whenever you change into indirect, you need to add the connective word. You want to remove these quotations. So you want to add that here. Raju said that. I told you in the rule, I will be changed as he, she or me based on the gender. Raju is a masculine or feminine? Feminine, right? Okay. Raju is a masculine gender. So Raju said that. So I will be probably changed as he. Raju said that he. Now we want to look into this very carefully. Raju said, I am sick. Raju said that he was sick. Should I write he was sick or he is sick? I am sick. It is in the present form, right? Present form will be changed as past form. So Raju said that he was sick. Okay, you want to look into these words carefully. That replaced these quotations. I is changed as he, am is changed as was. Followed by this, Sapna said. So Sapna said remains constant. Sapna said. As usual, we want to add these. Sapna said that. Past tense should be changed as what form? Past tense will be changed as past perfect form. So Sapna said that. Sapna is a girl here. Sapna is a girl here. So Sapna, I will be replaced as she here. So instead of this I, we are adding she here. Sapna said that she was late. Okay. Next one. Mary said, I don't like the food. Mary said that. Mary said that she. Mary is a girl, so instead of I, we are using she. Don't will be changed as did. We would have known this V1, V2, V3, do, did, done. So do will be changed as did. Did not like the food. So this is how you want to change. First sentence, Raju said, I am sick, is changed as Raju said that he was sick. Sapna said, I was late. Sapna said that she was late. Mary said, I don't like the food. Mary said that she did not like the food. Do is changed as did, and Mary is a girl, so I is replaced by she. Now let's look into next 3 examples and we can conclude it. These 3 sentences we have seen in the last one. Now we have two sentences, two different sentences. In the previous one, we have seen how to change from direct to indirect. Now it is indirect to direct form. So if you take this sentence, John said that is a connective one. He was leaving for Dubai soon. He'll be leaving to Dubai very soon. So how you can change that? So in the direct form, you can write it as John said. In direct form, we'll remove the quotations and we'll add that. So now, when changing from indirect to direct, we want to take the that and we want to add the quotation here. Okay? Followed by that, he represents John here. As he is a boy, he is represented here. For that, we want to use the I. Was is the past form. I told you if it is in the present tense, we want to change it into past tense. If it is in the past tense, we want to change it in present tense. So John said that he was leaving for Dubai soon. So John said, I am. Was will be changed as am. I am leaving for Dubai soon. You want to close this and keep full stop. This is very important. So just remember that is replaced with this. He is replaced with I. Was is replaced with am. And the last one, quotation, we have closed. So this is how we want to change from indirect to direct one. Here, this is direct form, right? Mother said, I cooked vegetable curry today. Yummy, right? So vegetable curry. Mother said will remain the same, right? So, mother said. We want to take these quotations and we want you to add that here. Mother said that. I represents who here? Mother. Mother is a male or female? Female, right? So, mother said that she. If it is in the past form, we want to change it in past perfect form. So, mother said that she had cooked. What she cooked? Yummy vegetable curry. Vegetable curry. And we have seen today will be changed as that day. So, for vegetable curry, that day, full stop. Okay? So, mother said that she has cooked vegetable curry that day. So, remember here, after taking the quotations, we have added that. After that, I is replaced with she. Cooked is a past form, so it is changed into past perfect form. Had cooked vegetable curry. Today is changed as that day. This is how we want to see. The last sentences we can see, then we can conclude. Okay. We have seen many examples in the previous one. So as I have told you already, that is, if you take, generally I told you for pronoun changes, right? I will be changed as me and we will be changed as us, him will be changed as, he will be changed as him, she will be changed as her. All these will be applicable only for active and passive voices. Okay, so if you generally take direct and indirect speeches, there will be a very big transformation of how you change your sentences. For this only I have given example here. In this, as I have already told you, I will be changed as he or she based on the gender. Like the same, we will be changed as they, because we is a plural form, we will be changed as they. Like the same thing, our will be changed as their, or our will be changed as your based on them. So I told you already very clearly that pronoun changes, that is we will be changed as us, they will be changed as them. All these are not applicable, not necessary for these. It is only applicable for active and passive. In the indirect and direct also, it may come or it may not come. So don't confuse that with this. Remember very clearly and go through the sentence. Okay. Now let's look into this sentence. The children say, we have not done our homework. The children did not do their homework. So how it is changed is, the children will remind the children. The children say. As we always know, this quotation will be taken and replaced with that. Here we is given, instead of we are using they here. That they haven't done their homework. So the children say that the teacher has asked, did you complete your homework? For that, the children are saying that they have not done their homework. This is what the transformation of sentence is. So whenever you look into the sentence, you just go through it, see throughout the video, and if you have any doubts, mark it. In the upcoming videos also, we'll be seeing many categories and many examples you'll be seeing, and I'll be giving you many exercises for doing on your own. So remember the rules carefully and try to make few sentences on your own. You make own sentence and you change the sentence from direct to indirect or indirect to direct. It may go wrong, no issues at all. You just go through it, and if you have any doubts, just mark it down. You can ask me in the next session whenever the grammar comes. So in the next session we can see interrogative, imperative and exclamatory categories. In this we have just seen a statement category only. In the upcoming videos we'll be seeing a lot and we'll be discussing many things on the direct and indirect speech. Till that I'm leaving. After that, if you have any doubts, just mark it down and you can ask me any doubt without any fear. Okay, thank you. See you in the next class.